The liaison rule in Korean is one of the 받침 rules that helps us speak more fluently by linking syllable sounds together. Today, I'm going to explain the easiest and the most basic 받침 rule and how we should pronounce the 받침 followed by a vowel syllable, which are Korean syllables that begin with ing. I'll first show you some easy basic Korean words where this rule is applied, and then we'll move on to the harder ones for which you need to study. So please make sure to watch until the end of this video. Let's look at the single consonant 받침 first, followed by a vowel. All three syllables have 받침, but 국 is followed by a vowel initial in, and this is where we can link these two sounds. We take the 기역 sound from the 받침 and pretend it's in the following ing position. So we don't say 한국인, we say 한국인, 한국인. Looking at the next word, 금요일, we take the mium and think that it is in the ing position of 요. So we say 금요일, 금요일. Now try reading these. 높이, 발음, 꼬치. The single 받침 is pretty easy because you just need to pronounce the actual consonant sound in the following vowel initial. And this works for all the Korean consonants except for hyut. The hyut 받침 does not produce any sound, so you have to think that it's not there and just go on to pronounce the next vowel. So, in this example, instead of saying 넣어요, we would say 넣어요. And instead of saying 좋아요, we say 좋아요. And for the double 받침 followed by a vowel initial, the sound of the second consonant will be produced in the vowel position. So let's read these examples. 넓이, 젊음, 앉아, 읽어. And like I said before, the hyut 받침 is considered silent. So words like 싫어, you delete the hyut 받침 and say 싫어, 싫어. We do not say 싫어. Instead, we say 싫어. And for twin 받침 words, we take the twin consonants and carry them over to the next vowel position. So we get 밖에, 있어, 밖에, 있어. So this is quite easy if you try. And I have some exercises for you to try at the end of this video. But for now, let's try something more difficult. And it's okay if you don't get this part yet because you may have only learned to read the Korean alphabet. So I'll try my best to explain this part as simply as I can. So let's look at these two examples using the Korean word 그릇, meaning dish in English. 그릇이, 그릇이, 그릇 안에, 그릇 안에. Here the same word 그릇 is pronounced differently in both phrases, even though the consonant in the 받침 position are the same. So why is one 그릇이 and why is the other 그릇 안에? So the first example, 그릇이, is like the basic words we read just then. The actual sound of the 받침 is carried over to the next syllable, which begins with a vowel. And we link the two, so we get 그릇이, 그릇이. And you could be thinking, but why? What is 이? Is it another word? Now, I'm not going to go in too deep here, but because we cannot just avoid the difficult parts, I'll just quickly explain. While you learn Korean, you will understand that there are grammatical morphemes or functional words that are empty. And what I mean by empty is that they do not have actual meaning on their own. So this is very similar to the English words in, with, or to. And these words are merely used to show the relationship between the words. And do you need to know this? Yes, you do. Because this is why the 받침 in the first example is pronounced as the consonant that is written. So if any of these Korean grammatical morphemes like 에, 은, 이, or 에 follows a 받침, then the 받침 sound is released in its actual form. And in the second example, 그릇 안에. Can you see there is a space between the two words, 그릇 and 안에? In this case, a new word that has meaning is written. So we're going to pronounce the 받침 using the final consonant rule. So the 시옷 받침 in 그릇 will produce a 티귿 sound in the vowel position. So it becomes 그릇 안에, 그릇 안에, and not 그릇 안에. If you do not understand what I mean, please go back and watch the previous video on the basic 받침 sounds. And if you have, you will actually remember that all the variations of 받침 eventually make one of only 7 sounds. So let's try another one. 꼬치, 꼬치, and 꼬다래, 꼬다래. Now, the tip here is that if a 받침 is followed by an empty grammatical word, which most of the time follows without any spacing, the 받침 is carried over to the vowel in its original form. But if 받침 is followed by a full word with meaning, and most of the time there is a space in between the 받침 and the next vowel initial, then the 받침 follows the final consonant rule and produces the basic sound. So here that would be the 티귿 sound for 꽃. 꽃. So we get 꼬다래, 꼬다래 instead of 꽃차례. So remember, there are many 받침 rules you have to understand, and this is only one of them. I'll be uploading more videos on these rules in the coming weeks, so please make sure to subscribe and learn with me. And please try out the test at the end of this video to see how much you've learned. See you in the next lesson.